Good evening, everyone. I welcome all of you to this webinar on spine and joint health, as well as how to be healthy while we have been forced into this lockdown and unprecedented situation, which we never imagined will be there about 2 months ago. Now, since we are here and we are working from home, there are many challenges which come along with it. And today I'm going to talk about mainly related to the spine and joint health and how we can keep ourselves healthy as well as pain free while we continue working from home. So I'm going to share my presentation with all of you, and along with that, I'll keep giving my points. Since this is a webinar, it will be difficult to interact during the presentation, but we will have at the end at least 5 to 10 minutes for question and answer. In the end, you can write all your questions in the chat to the host, and then I will try and answer whichever are relevant and more important to all of you. So we start here. I am Dr. Kiran Shetty, and as Dr. Geeta has introduced, that we have this clinic which focuses mainly on non-surgical treatments of any kind of pain. And since last few days, since this work from home has started, we are seeing a lot of these distress calls about having musculoskeletal pain, that is neck, back, or joint pains, and that is happening just because of continuous sitting and wrong postures. And that's where I thought it is a better idea to spread that awareness before it affects a lot of people and then causes another problem. So the agenda would be what are the challenges, and then in general I will talk about the solutions for it, and in the end we'll have question and answer. So giving you introduction about this, and all of you know that we all have evolved from quadrupeds, that is monkeys, and then one of the monkey became brave enough to start walking on two legs, and then eventually there was agricultural revolution, then there was the whole industrialization, and then ultimately man invented computers and started sitting on computers. And it's not that just computers, now we have laptops and mobiles and all kinds of devices. In fact, our life is not possible without intervention of a computer or a machine. So we are so dependent on it, and we are so abusing our bodies and ourselves to get used to this kind of environment. And on top of that, we are already into the era where we have changed the way we work, we have changed the way we interact with the world. And on top of that, now because of this COVID-19 pandemic, we are forced to work from home, which creates other challenges for all of us. Because basically we were never prepared for this, right? So we were never imagined that we'll be forced to work from home about 2 months back. So this is a scenario where we were not prepared for it, or we didn't have any proper preparations at home or at our workplaces. So it also has challenges in our work environment, including at home. There is no proper probably desk, probably there is no proper lighting, there is no proper internet, and many more things. So physical environment itself is a challenge. Along with that, there are social factors which cause a lot of challenges, including in fact your family is not used to you having at home and working for so long hours. You might have kids and other members of the family who might need continuous attention when you are at home, and probably again other disturbances. So with this, I can see that there is another pandemic which is likely to come, and that is because we all are forced to work from home, and that might lead to a lot of pain and a lot of health issues which might come up just because we are continuously sitting at home. As you know, sitting is the new smoking, and now we are actually forced to get into this smoking by staying at home. So let's see what all things it can actually cause. So the challenges is that there is likelihood of increase in neck, back, and joint pain, as I already said. But along with that, there is also a chance that there might be, other lifestyle diseases rise, including the diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, and so many lifestyle diseases, which are because of lack of activity, improper nutrition, stress, and all these factors which are actually ripe right now, which are increasing right now. And we have to keep watch on ourselves and our loved ones so that there is no increase in these problems, as well as those who are suffering from this, there is no further deterioration which is happening. And it's not only that these challenges will be the health issue, but they also cause a lot of time, they that opportunity cost. It involves a lot of doctor visits and medicines, and then if required, emergency admissions. So I want you to be aware that these challenges are not just simply theoretical, but they are going to cause a lot of problems. Now, today I am going to mainly focus on musculoskeletal disorders, and that is also, if you see here, I have mentioned WMSD, which is work-related musculoskeletal disorders. And these risk factors are basic. And what is musculoskeletal disorders? Is basically neck, back, joint pains, and especially that is because of working on computers, and because most of us, while working from home, either are working on laptops, desktops, iPads, or smartphones. So there are three primary risk factors that we have to see, and if you actually work on these three primary risk factors, there is very less chance that you will suffer from any of the problems going in the future. So these are poor posture, poor technique, that is the way you are going to use your laptop, and overuse, that is basically continuously using without taking any breaks, or hours together sitting on the computer. These factors I'm going to look into how we are going to minimize it and how they affect us. So if you see, this is one example that I would like to give you. Let's say there is a waterfall and which is flowing. So there will be a crater which is created when the water falls down. Now the depth of that crater will be dependent on the force with which the water is coming, the continuity of that water, how continuously that water is falling. Is it seasonal? Is it having huge tempo with it, so that the kind of tempo that it carries? Then the soil which is there. So similarly, the overuse or the computer use will affect your body based on how continuously you are using it, how fast you are using your, let's say, keyboard, how you are stressed, or continuously having increased stress and continuously strain, and that also causes muscle spasms, and that leads to it. And also, if you already have some problems in your body, including your poor muscle or joint health or vitamin deficiencies, it is likely to affect you more than the other people. So work-related musculoskeletal, most of the people go for temporary measures, which leads to temporary relief. For example, you might use just ointments and all, and which actually will not solve the problem, but it might lead to severe symptoms, and then it might lead to deformities or surgeries, and then getting back to work will be more difficult for you. But at the same time, if you do timely intervention and follow certain ergonomic advice and do some stretches and exercises, I'm sure you will be able to prevent all the serious problems which are coming with it. So where do we stand in terms of these problems? Today, most of us, and I'm sure all have been in this, into ignorance and neglect. You are not paying good attention to what we are doing. I think there is a little, okay. Ignorance is because we are not considering that this is as big a problem as it is going to be. We have done recently a small online survey, and we found very, very disturbing facts. In fact, we have seen that 90% of the people right now who are working from home are already suffering from some kind of a discomfort or pain in their neck and back. There are most of the people who are actually doing just home remedies for it, and they don't know what to do with it. Most of them are just considering it as temporary thing, and then it will go away. So there is no quick fixes for any pains which are going to come. Believe me, it is basically something which needs to be prevented first, and if not, then treated early with experts' intervention, so that you don't get into serious problems in the future. This is like a micro trauma. So for example, every day you sit continuously on a wrong posture and work, it is going to, so for example, if I am sitting continuously on a computer, I am stretching my shoulders, elbows, my neck, and then this trauma continues every day, every second, and as it continues, it will cause some damage to my problem, my spine, or the muscles or the disc which are there. As I told you the example of waterfall, it is like continuous trauma which is happening, and then of course there is going to be a big crater, and that is basically in health there will be some issues, health issues which are likely to be there. There are a lot of internet information myths. In fact, Dr. Google has created some problems also, rather a lot of problems, because Whenever there is some health issue, people immediately go to Google and try to find an answer for it. Believe me, you are unique. Every person is unique, and your problem cannot be equated or compared with somebody who is sitting probably in the other corner of the country, or anywhere in the world. Every person has different physiology, every person has different biomechanics, their family history is different, the way their body behave is different. So don't believe everything which is given there. Maybe you can use it for just information, but not for action on it. So we have seen a lot of patients who just start following some exercise, some treatments from the Google, and then they land up into severe issues because they are unaware. And then many times even they hide these things from the doctors, and then they are not able to get the best outcome from the treatment that are offered to you. Here again, everyone is expert, and again you will find a lot of differences in opinion. And everyone by me, everyone, including your family member also. Not only doctors, but there are gym trainers, there are these quacks which are available. There are various kinds of pathies and all doctors which are there. Even amongst the doctors, there may not be the same word for the same problem. And then there is a lot of difference of opinion how to treat any neck or back or joint pain. So here we stand today in terms of how we are going to treat it. And then we are in this work from home scenario, we are entering into a uncharted territory. We have never been there before. So we don't know how it is going to now unfold and how we are going to tackle with the challenges which are coming. But with the experience what we have till now, because of this prolonged sitting and then stressed environments, what it causes damages to the body, let's see how we can prevent those problems which are coming to us. Now, the health or spine and joint health or the pains which happen is not just the outcome of just I'm going to do some kind of stretches or a physiotherapy or exercise and I'll be okay. Body is not isolated like the spine and then do something to the spine and it will go okay. It is connected with, let's say, what kind of food you eat. Are you stressed? Are you interacting with so everything, like your mind health, your physical health, everything is interconnected. So the solution is also interconnected, where nutrition is equally important for your spine and joint health. At the same time, your activities or exercise that you do, how much movement you do throughout the day. Then at the same time, how peaceful you are, because the peace or the peace of mind also affects, or the stress levels also affect the spine as well as the muscles and joint health. Same way, the ecosystem around you, how you maintain your ecosystem, especially the physical environment, and then your relations with your loved ones, that also affects your, of course, the mind health as well as the work environment. And then, of course, the last part is more of a recreation or entertainment, because during this work from home, you have to also look into the entertainment. Doesn't mean that you sit in front of a Netflix or any online TV program and then keep binging on it. That's not entertainment. I'll give you some pointers to that as well. So I'll start with each aspect of this one by one, and let's see what all things we can take from there. Whatever questions, as I said, you might have, you can ask them at the end in the chat section, and then we'll try and answer them. So if, let's say, this is a wonderful car, you can see, right? And if I tell you, you own this car and it runs on petrol, but today there is no petrol, you should put water into it. Are you going to do it? I'm sure you people will say, have you gone mad? The car will be damaged, the parts will get damaged, and there will be a difficult situation for us to drive it, and we might have to repair it, right? And the parts are very, very costly. Now, as compared to that, your own body is such a marvelous machine which God has created, and we never second think what we are going to put inside us. We even don't think about the spare parts that we have. So whatever you are going to eat, which is fuel for your body, is going to cause either good effect or bad effect on all the spare parts that you have. In fact, today, till now, let's say you are 35 years of age, and whatever food or fuel you have taken has already caused some kind of a good or bad effect on your organs. As you might have heard, there is a fatty liver, and there is increase in creatinine, or there is cholesterol, and XYZ reasons. I don't have to go into details of this. The point I'm trying to make is, we take care of our material things so much, but the actual thing that we have and which is very unique, we actually ignore. And nutrition is a crucial part of what we are and what all things we carry with us. And these are the only things that we have to live with us. We are going to live in. So take care of your nutrition, which is important. though I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, I'll give you some important points for it. For example, I always say that please don't get into any crash diets, though you have time or anything, your health goals are there, but these are no. Whichever diet is there, don't go into crash diets. That is causing yourself deficiencies or any kind of nutritional, I'm not going to eat XYZ food item, not at all. Rather, I believe in a complete food plate, which is basically includes all kinds of foods and homemade food. At the same time, it should be a seasonal food which is available, seasonal food which is available in your local area, rather than going for something which is imported. Though it looks very nice and it has been marketed so well that it creates an impression in our mind, and you would like to have it immediately. As you can see right now, the plate I have shown here, you might have seen the difference. This pizza I would like to have immediately, but at the same time, the home made plate I might not be so excited to have right now. So important is that you should look into your food plate. And there is an interesting concept which was introduced by Harvard Medical School about food plate, and which is basically to have a mix of good nutrition in your food plate rather than looking at individual calories or micronutrients or macronutrients. For example, 50% of your plate, and what I mean by plate is, let's say if you are having a dinner or lunch or breakfast. So in whole day, you should have at least 50% of vegetables and fruits. So whole food, if you consider, the plate should be 50% of fruits and vegetables, and amongst them, of course, the vegetables more. And then 1/4 of the plate should be healthy proteins. What I mean by healthy is basically avoid any processed meats or red meat which can cause more damages. Then 1/4 of it should be whole grains. Again, not processed grains, but whole grains. And also at the same time, look at the healthy oils options and then mix and match them. Don't take continuously only one oil and then continue taking them. Alternate that with, let's say, if you are taking for these 2-3 months rice bran oil, you can next time change to sunflower oil, and accordingly you can keep rotating yourself with the use of oil. Now, at the same time, during this work from home, it is very important that since you are home, doesn't mean that you have a choice of having food whenever you want to have. Make sure there is a timetable. You wake up at certain time, you have breakfast, you have your lunch time and dinner time. Fix these timings. What you were following before, continue following them. Don't change timing just because it's conveniently you are home. That will cause more damage because your body will not understand exactly what is my food cycle, and it is important for body to digest it properly, to understand the food cycle. At the same time, believe in mindful eating. Since you are home, again, there are a lot of distractions which are likely to be there, but mindful eating technique is the best way to have the best out of the food that you are going to eat. So mindful eating is a simple experiment that you can do. Just take a resin, and hold it in your hand. Just look at it, look at its texture, look at the way, look at the color. And once you look at it, then you keep it on your hand and then just start to feel it, feel the texture of it, feel the consistency of it. Once you do that, then slowly put, smell it. After smelling, you can just put it in your mouth. Again, don't bite it, wait, just wait for some time, and then feeling it or rolling it in your tongue, understand the feeling of that resin in your mouth, and then slowly take only one bite. There will be flavors which will come in your mouth. I'm sure this experience itself will tell you how mindful eating is done. Now, of course, it is not practical to continue doing that with every bite that you take while you take your lunch, dinner, or snacks. The point I'm trying to make that experiment once so that you understand what is mindful eating. So that whenever you have food next time in front of you, you are focused on eating. You are not watching television or on mobile phone or anything. You are just focused on eating your food. So mindful eating, start practicing it since you have time right now. It is very important. Chew it properly and have focus on what you are eating. Portion size, again, this is very important. Nowadays, of course, there are a lot of people who are trying their skills as a chef and baking skills and everything. All the best. Please do that. Not a problem. But at the same time, don't get into binging. So let's say you have baked a beautiful cookie or a cake today or tomorrow. It doesn't mean that you keep having binging on it. try and control your urges to binging, especially on the sugary and the foods which are basically processed. So portion size, keep it minimum as much as you used to do it. Just again, being at home doesn't mean you should be overeating or having more food at the time. And again, don't get into daily treats like every day now. Since I'm home, today let's say vada pav and tomorrow let's say jalebi and different kind of food, because I have seen that a lot of people nowadays are posting their photos with such kind of foods. Fine, weekly once you do that, it's okay, but don't make it as a daily habit. So nutrition in short is very important to stay or keep as it is, it was there. Don't change your habits so suddenly since you are working from home, and at the same time focus on your food plate rather than various kinds of foods rather than only one type of food. At the same time, a lot of importance is now given to supplements, and I will not say that supplements are not important, especially to keep your immunity good. Vitamin C, vitamin E, and now there is a more important is vitamin D, because we are not going out, and that's why this sunshine vitamin is more important right now. Vitamin B12, I have seen a lot of people are deficient, even though they are having non-veg food. So if you are already taking some supplements, please continue them, or you can consult with your family physician and take adequate doses of supplements along with the, even though you are having a good nutrition, supplements might be crucial at this point of time. I won't stress less about the importance of water, especially because water keeps you hydrated, your disc, spinal muscles and everything which requires water, especially if you are working continuously. And since we are home, many a times the water is neglected. So keep a tab of your water intake. Maybe, in a day, I'm going to have 3 liters of water, have 3 bottles ready, and make sure that by the night you finish them. Try and take them regularly after every 1 or 2 hours. Make a routine of that as well. It is important that if you are hungry or if you are thirsty, many a times the thirst is actually missed as a hunger, and people start snacking or eating something. Whenever you are feeling thirsty, please eat it. If you are not feeling a lot of thirst, then make sure that every 1 or hours to every 80 minutes, you have at least a sip of water. And as I said, everybody's body demand is different depending on which climate they are, with what age group they are, if they have any other associated diseases. But usually adults, 3 to 3.5 liters water per day is considered to be adequate water, right? So now, I'm coming to another important aspect, which is exercise and ergonomics. Ergonomics is basically posture, the way you sit while you are working from home. It brings a lot of challenges now. Since you are working from home, I'm sure most of us, and since this our online survey that we have done, we have seen that there are only 5%, 5 to 10% of the people who have some kind of a desk and chair to work at home. But 90% of the people are either sitting on sofa or bed or dining table, or trying to get into bin bags and wherever they find area to sit, and they are trying to work. 85% of the people are working on laptops or their smartphones or pads. They don't have desktops. Along with that, I have also seen in that survey, the finding shows us that 90% of the people are working more hours than they were working before work from home. Now, there may be many reasons for that, but let's look at the problems that are coming with it. No proper sitting arrangement, working more hours, that is sitting more hours, and at the same time, since they don't have a proper place or dedicated space for work, there is a lot of stress of giving deliverables or working, right? Because they might be arranging themselves in the family and in the home somewhere. So all this creates a lot of stress as well as strain on your mind as well as on your body. So let me first show you what is the ideal art of sitting. Of course, you may not get ideal workstation at your place, but try and adjust that workstation and get into that as much as possible. So if you look at the ideal workstation here, I have shown you, your back should be supported. Now, maybe you don't have a proper chair, you are using a dinner table and there is no proper back support. You can use some kind of let's say pillow. You have a pillow at home. You can just say use that pillow and get a proper back support, because back support is very important, especially when you are working long hours. So make sure that there is a proper back support. Your thighs are well supported. Many times the chair sizes are less, or there may be sofa which is going very pushy and then it is going down and all. So at that time, you can use some kind of a cushion, seat cushion, so that your thighs are well supported. And at the same time, your foot should also be well supported. Foot should be parallel to the ground and they are not hanging anywhere from the chair. So make sure that you are sitting properly where foot are so. Now let's say there is no footstool available at home because their chair height might be different or your height is little less, so you are not able to reach to the ground. So you can use some kind of books which are available at home and just keep them down your foot so that your foot is supported well and there is no hanging of the foot, which is very important. At the same time, hip and knee should be at the same level. So if you see, whenever you are sitting, whichever place, it can be any place. So make sure that your thigh and your knee is at the same level, that is parallel to the ground. So make sure that your sitting support is adjusted in such a way that these both are at the same level. Word of caution that I will not recommend you to go and sit on your beds. Especially people have this habit of sitting on bed, having long legs and then keeping their laptop on their lap and start working. This causes changes in your pelvic tilt, especially your lumbar lordosis will be affected, and it is an invitation for disc injuries and slip disc in future. Most of the time, even binge watching is done that way. You are sitting on bed and then watching continuously television. Avoid that because it is again going to cause a lot of strain on your lumbar area and might lead to disc injuries. Another thing which I want to tell you that don't sit continuously in bin bags or very cushy sofas, because that is another area where your spine will get curved and your natural curves of the spine will get lost. So if you see, what I meant here is your spine should be straight, right? It should be straight. So any place where it can be kept straight, please go and sit there, no problem. Try and keep your natural curves of the spine so that there is no injury to your disc or the spinal joints which are there. So this is in brief about ideal sitting position. At the same time, if you are going to use you are going to be on calls, don't use your phone here and continuously work and then use your neck like this to hold the phone. That is going to cause a lot of cramps in the neck and then again shoulder pain and the neck pain is very common. Try and use earphones or headphones so that you don't have to worry about it. If you are going to use your mouse, make sure that the wrist and the hand is in the straight line, like this. It is not placed like this or like this. So whenever you are holding a mouse, okay, hold it like this. Should not be like this or like this. In fact, even if you are using a trackpad, make sure that wrist is this way. In fact, if you look at from the front also, again, my shoulder should not be up, it should be here, but for the demonstration I am showing here, it should not be like this or like this. It should be straight. So make sure that your wrist is in a neutral position in all the ways, like this, if you see, or like this, if you see. So it should be neutral while you are using a trackpad or if you are using a mouse. At the same time, try and keep your monitor possibly at your eye level if you are using a desktop. It's very important that it is at the eye level. You don't have to look down or look up while you are using it. And again, if you see here, the hands and the wrist or the elbow and the wrist is at the same level, which is also very important. This alignment, now again, I'm not going to tell you that it will be easy for you to do that, but try and do that whenever it is possible and try and change your use, whatever things are available at home to make sure that your arrangement is properly made. As long as you try and at least follow these things, it will certainly help you. At the same time, use keyboards and mouse which are in a good condition. You don't have to continuously tap on one key. Let's say there is one key which is not properly giving you the result, and you keep tapping on it very forcefully. So try and use a good mouse or good keyboard, whichever might be available to you at home. Clean your screen properly, because many a time the screen has a lot of dust and then it is not clean, so you can't see things properly. Then you keep looking at it subconsciously, and then it leads a lot of strain in your eyes as well as in your neck. Change the settings or the of your screen. For example, brightness based on the work environment or the place where you are working, so that you don't have to strain your eyes again. Another thing, when you are sitting in whichever place, let's say if you are sitting too forward here, not at all a good idea, because again it is going to cause a lot of strain, because a lot of people don't support their thighs when they sit here, and that will lead to a lot of strain on your knees, and then indirectly it will affect your lower back. If you are slouching a lot, again, there is a mid back hump that is going to be created, and that is going to cause issues in the mid back and mechanical pains which will start. And again, because of this posture, you are going to forward your neck a lot, and then that will cause knock on neck strain as well. You might be sitting something like this, and if this is your habit, again, you are likely to compress your nerves and muscles in your knee and giving rise to tingling numbness in the foot, and at the same time, the muscles of the thigh will be strained. And this is another favorite posture that I have seen people working, especially when they sit on the wrong chairs, where they put one of the foot below the thigh. This, they are trying to actually stretch their piriformis muscle, but this is the reason which can lead to piriformis tightness, which is basically a muscle in the buttock from where the sciatic nerve goes. Now, all this posture, please try and avoid. If you are getting into this posture, then this is the time where you need to immediately start changing them and get into the posture which I have already shown you, so that you don't get into future problems, or you already might be suffering from it. Then I'll be showing some exercises that you can do to get out of these postures and then start feeling comfortable. So I hope you understood at least some basics of desktop. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit of laptops, because as I said, maximum people now are using laptops. And this is a common way people sit while they are working on laptop. And this is actually the worst way to work on laptop continuously. As you can see, the person has to continuously bend down to look at the screen. And this leads to problems in the neck, at the same time shoulder and the lower back again gets stretched. So we have to avoid that. And that's where, we always recommend using a laptop stand while you are working on your desktop. Now, this arrangement is possible if you have a laptop stand, but if you don't have, then you can again use some kind of a box or books to keep your laptop so that your monitor comes at your eye level. And along with that, please use external keyboard and mouse so that you don't have to awkwardly start typing on it. So try and make some arrangement where your monitor is at eye level and you use the external. Again, at the same time, there may not be an ideal position for few people. It is available, but then at that point of time, try and change position as much as you can. Don't continuously sit at one place in the same position. Try and take breaks. You can in between stand up and work, have some kind of arrangement where you can keep your laptop at a standing desk kind of arrangement, work for some time there, then sit and then work. Change your positions so that there is no continuous strain. As I told you some time back about the micro trauma and the waterfall example, there is no continuously bombarding of that uneasiness on your muscles, joints and ligaments, and they are saved from these micro traumas where you can start getting problems. So I'm going to now take a micro break here for all of you. And micro break doesn't mean that we are going away from here, but I'm going to show you a small video. This video is also available on Spinology YouTube channel. And I always recommend that after every 30 to 40 minutes, take a small break. And this break should be used for doing some kind of a stretches. This break doesn't mean you should go somewhere and keep chatting. So this is the stretches that I'm going to demonstrate. These are mainly I'm going to show for upper back. So wherever you are sitting, just sit there and start following this video and start doing these stretches. I'll also try and do it with you. Remember, if you have any kind of pain or any discomfort, please don't do them, because you have to first correct that discomfort. So just follow this video, whichever you are seeing right now. Try and take your both hands forward. Try to stretch them as much as you can. Okay, keep it for 10 seconds. Stretch them. Then again, one more time. As you know, each stretch should be there for at least 10 to 15 seconds. And I usually recommend that each stretch should be repeated at least twice so that there is adequate stretch. Then take your both hands up. Since we are sitting for long, almost half an hour now, so I am taking this break for all of you. Take this hand up as much as you can. Take it one more time. And then now another stretch coming. Bend on this side. All these stretches, you don't have to sit up or stand up or do anything. On your chair itself, wherever you are sitting, you can do this. Change your side, go on the other side at the same time. Do this stretch as you feel the stretch. This is another time again, as we have done it before. Go again up. Try and should feel a stretch along your sides, on both sides, shoulders, and then coming to the hands. Try and follow these stretches wherever you are sitting. It will certainly help you. Do shoulder shrugs, both hands side on the side of the chair, and then try and raise this. Again, try and raise this. It will help you again. Put your one hand behind and try and do this trapezius stretch. Very easy to do. You should feel stretch along your trapezius side of the neck. Now do it on the other side. While you are looking at this video, start doing all these stretches. It will be very useful. Now for the wrist, do namaste position and try and extend your wrist as much as you can. Hold it for some time. Then get into the other side. Again, hold it for some time. You should feel stretch on your wrists. Now on one side, take your hand up as much as possible and other side down. Try and stretch as much as possible. Change the side. Do it on the other side. This is another stretch. Do this in the comfort level, whichever you have. Now sitting on the chair, take one knee on the other side and then rotate your lumbar area. This is very important stretch, especially when you have discomfort in your lumbar area. Try and do it on the other side. Very easy stretch. When you are sitting on the chair, you can do it very easily. Make sure that you follow all the instructions. Come little forward and do back extension, especially those who have problems with their pelvic tilt and lower lumbar area. This is very important stretch. Do it every 40 to 50 minutes. Take a micro break and do these stretches while you are working. It will certainly help you a lot. And make sure that there is no pain while doing these stretches. This might give at the end a little discomfort, but should not give you any kind of a pain. Shake your hands, basically to release the stress in your fingers and everywhere. So this is just a small 2-minute kind of a 3.5 minute kind of a stretch video, where you must have seen by doing these stretches, we feel refreshed immediately, because there is a lot of stagnation which has happened because of continuously sitting and watching this video, or while you are working on computers. And just by doing stretches, we are increasing the blood supply, as well as there is a release because of the movement in the body. There is a release of endorphins, and that leads to freshness, and at the same time our strains in your neck and lower back and everywhere goes down. So these micro breaks are very important for you. Please remember to take them every 40 to 50 minutes, and then again you can get back to your work whenever the micro break is done. Coming to the some exercises which we are going to do, and why it is important to move. Apart from doing exercises for neck, back and other pains, I generally recommend do some exercise every day, because American Heart Association and in journal has published that because of physical inactivity, the cardiac problems are seen in 36% of men and 38% of women. So it's just not for your back and neck health, but for other issues as well. As I spoken about the lifestyle diseases which are going to happen or which are happening, exercise is very important. Now, these are apart from the stretches that I have told you. We have to do some exercise every day. When you wake up in the morning, make sure that your morning hours kept for this. And I don't have to, enumerate the reasons for it. All of you know why we should be exercising. Apart from reducing your fat and keeping your weight, oxygenating the body, it detoxifies your body, improves memory and mobility, and so many there are things which can be useful when you start moving or you start exercising. But why we don't? I'm sure most of you who are watching right now are people who are not doing any kind of exercise, and during this lockdown or this phase, there is rather a time where we should be able to start this habit, which is exercises. I don't have time, since I don't think this is the reason that we can give right now, since we are all the time, since we are just sitting at home. So there is no excuse called as time. If it is a priority, you will certainly do it. And I always say that if make it a convenient to do the exercise. because if you like it, you will do it. So choose any exercise which you enjoy rather than choosing anything which has been told to you and compulsory, as a burden. You don't have to go and do it. As I said, do something which you enjoy. So you start enjoying it. It doesn't have to be, certain. If you enjoy dancing, please start dancing on some Bollywood tune. That's fine. But that is also a kind of exercise that you will be doing. No one is good when they start doing some exercise. So don't worry. You don't have to be the perfect one while doing it. You just have to keep moving yourself. That's very important. The only reason that we do exercise is that because we are not fit, and that's why we have to do it. So make sure that that should not be the reason for not doing it. That's true, but today we don't have this place for anyone. But those who are committed to it, those who want to do it, they are doing at home as well. So this cannot be excuse that I don't have a place to be active. Even your home place itself can give you a lot of opportunities and options to start doing exercising. I am too old. Believe me, nobody is too old to do exercise. Whichever your physiology and body allows you, do it. Even simple jogging or walking itself is okay for you. It's not at all costly. Believe me, the cost of not doing itself, the exercise is too much. So, this reason doesn't stay valid. So I'm sure today, all of us are going to start doing exercise if you are not doing already. And if you are doing it, please continue doing them. So start today, whatever you might be deciding on doing it. Do it as a celebration of the body rather than punishment. There was a webinar by Dr. Kiran Shetty, and that's why I started doing some exercise. Oh no, I have to waste my time. Don't do it as a punishment. Enjoy it, celebrate it. It should be a time which you are looking forward to and celebrating. You can, start doing it with your family members who are there at home, or you can choose any online friend, and you both can start doing, he doing at his place, because it is a stress reliever rather than stress giver. This exercise should not be done, just to finish one task in the day. It should be more like a stress reliever. Don't be a person who does it only, once in a week, some kind of exercise I will do, and then don't do that, because it is more like it is not going to. So let's say there are people who tell me that, I have time on the weekend and I will do it for 7 hours. I'll do continuous exercise. It's not going to fill up if you don't do anything throughout the week. At least 5 times a week, 40 minutes every day, 30 to 40 minutes every day must be done. Very important for the optimal results. Of course, you can do a little more also, but minimum this much you should be able to do, and not all exercise at one time, like on Sunday or Saturday. Again, we don't have to go to gym for exercise. Please start doing them at home. You don't have to worry that some people have a gym at home and all that. We don't care about it. Our own home place, wherever there is a place available for some moment, is our exercise place. Early morning is the best time which you can do. Try and do them whenever you wake up, get fresh, and then do before eating too much of after your before your breakfast. You can have a banana or some kind of fruit, and within 15-20 minutes you can start exercising. A word of caution about these online videos and online trainers. Make sure that whatever video, if you have seen and you want to do that exercise, understand the biomechanics behind it, understand your body's limitations about it, and then only follow them. If you are doing something for the first time, learn it properly, because recently I have seen few patients coming to me or calling me telling, I started doing these burpees, there is a kind of exercise, and I got strain in my lower back, I got ankle sprain. So make sure that if you are doing it for the first time, be very careful. As far as possible, try and do simple exercises. Even online trainers, even they are there, it is very difficult for them to actually guide you and train you in doing these exercises, because that is going to cause some kind of injuries which you really don't want. So make sure that you don't do these. Just a minute, I've got something on my screen. Okay, so I don't want you to do these online. I am not saying that you should not do, but be careful, especially what kind of trainer we have, and how he is going to give you this. Has he been well trained, and is it possible for him to guide you properly while you are actually working? Uh, Now I'm going to show you a few exercises which you can just learn right now. You can do them while I'm demonstrating here them, and then you can start doing them. Make sure that these are some exercises which you can do every day, just if you have discomforts in the neck and back, or avoid them while they are happening. These exercises more than what you can do. For example, if you are doing, let's say, a dance exercise, or if you are getting free exercises, if you are want to do yoga, that's fine. Any exercise you choose, and after that you can do these exercises which I'm going to show you right now. So stretching before exercises is very important. Now these are some simple stretches which I am showing here. I think we have done few of them while we are taking the micro break. Now there you can see, stretching it along one side, and at the same time doing the trapezius stretch. Now, any kind of a stretch is very important, or warm up is very important while you start doing some exercise. It can be even for simple skipping, or any exercise like walking or jogging or marching in one place. Don't bounce while doing this stretch, and don't force any stretch beyond comfort limit. That's very important. This is our next stretch, and this again we have seen in a micro break. This animation is little fast, so don't mean that you have to immediately do and leave it. Hold it for at least 10 seconds and then slowly release it. Make sure that there is adequate stretch which is coming in your neck area. Then these are the neck movements. Move neck forward, go backward. At the same time, go on the side, go on the side. And this you can do 8 to 10 times in the morning when you are doing your exercise routine. This is on the side. Neck moves on 3 angles. One is forward, side, and then rotation. All these again 8 to 10 times while you are doing your exercises. Chin tuck exercise is very important. Watch this closely. I am going to demonstrate you when you are looking forward. Just take your neck a little back and then slowly release. Don't do jerky movements. Do it very slowly. This is a very important exercise because we are continuously watching our screens long hours. At the same time, we are also using our smartphones and other gadgets. So the chin tuck exercise you can do during the day 7-8 times, and at a time at least 8 to 10 times. So this is a very important exercise to prevent stress and strain on your neck. Shoulder shrug. If you don't have weights, fine. You can take water bottles and just shrug your shoulders. This again is to cause strengthening of the neck muscles which are there and around the shoulder muscles. Again, this you can do 7 to 8 repetitions and do once or twice in the morning. Shoulder rotations, again, these are important to free your muscles. This you can do even in micro breaks as well. But in the morning when you do exercise, make sure that you are doing shoulder rotations at least 7 to 8 times, 7 to 8 repetitions at least 2 times. This is an arm stretch where you can rotate your arm on one side and then on the other side. Again, this gives a good stretch on your shoulder, arm, as well as the scapula. Again, scapular movements, rotate backward. Make sure that your scapula are tucked behind, and then rotate forward. This certainly avoids the rounded shoulder, which is another cause of the pain in the neck and the shoulder area. So make sure that your retractors, that is the shoulders, the scapula which are kept back, are strengthened properly. Some back exercises, these you can do while lying on floor, or if you have a good firm surface or table, or you can do on that. So one single knee to chest. This is a simple exercise. Lie on your back, just hold your knee and then pull it towards your abdomen. Then double knee to chest, both knees holding and then pulling them. Now do this exercise as your back, if your back pain allows it. Don't overstretch yourself or overdo yourself. This is a back lifting or a bridge exercise. Gently lift your pelvis up and then slowly bring it down with the knees bent and foot on the ground. Then prone on elbows. As you can see, this is a back extension. This is very important to distress again your discs. Slowly get up and then again go down. This both you can do 7 to 8 times when you are doing your exercises in the morning. This again will help you to sit long hours and work on your computers. This is the next phase of back extension. This is basically on your elbow. Here you can see the elbows are straight and the person is extended. But this is the next phase. So if you have any problem or discomfort or pain, please don't go to this phase. You can start with the basic. Even this is also a good enough exercise, especially when you have a back pain or a back strain. Just both hands back and extend your spine. This is a Superman exercise, very important. Everybody should do it, especially to keep your spine healthy. It strengthens all the muscles in the back and keeps its mobility. The next exercise is cat and camel. As you can see, there is a back humping and arching. This you have to do very slowly in a coordinated movement. That's basically to strengthen whole of the spine so that there is a movement in the joints of the spine as well as the muscles. This is again, you can do it 7 repetitions in the morning after your routine exercise. This is a lion stretch or a back stretch, and that is basically child pose. You can see this very important for your lower back area and sacroiliac joints, especially because you are going to work on computers. This exercise is very important for everyone who are doing it. You can do it even 7 repetitions 2 times, even one in the morning and if possible in the evening as well. A very important stretch. I always recommend this for anybody who has a back pain for any reason. This is a hamstring stretch. This you can do while sitting also. Hamstring muscle, which as you know is the back of the thigh, and try and do these stretches as well while you are doing your exercises. Now this is about the exercise. Now we have a few minutes left, so I'll go to a little bit. As I said, there is a third aspect, which is basically peace of mind. So how you are going to keep your peace, especially in the chaos which is happening right now, uncertainty which is there. So it's basically the chattering mind. And don't worry, the peace is basically, I call it how to keep yourself mindful. Mindfulness is nothing but being in the present moment. So where we are right now, let's say you are attending this webinar, but you might be thinking about what's going to be cooked in the evening, or what I'm going to do say on the call, what is going to be the tomorrow's newspaper going to say and all that. So as long as you are here in this present moment, that is called as mindfulness. And it's a technique, and that helps for you to keep peace of mind as well. Because the stressed mind will lead to a lot of problems, including stress hormones, which will cause damages to your muscles, organs, and then at the same time, it will also increase the cortisol secretion, which is another, a red signal for all our organs. So make sure that you are mindful and learn the technique of being mindful. Basically, either mind is in the present or in the past or in the future. It is never in the present. So trying to keep it in the present is basically mindfulness. It is as simple as it is. Don't think about the past, the days were very good and we used to work nicely, or don't think too much about the future, what's going to happen. Be here, be right now, what we are doing is the best thing, and think about the present moment. And that will help you to be mindful. So it is the best way to be peaceful. One can get trained into it. There are various ways to do it. And, important ways which we recommend usually is meditation. Whichever technique you want to follow, do it. There is no limit to it. There are many, religious ways, non-religious ways. If you can do it 10 to 15 minutes every day in the morning, best. Meditation will certainly help you make it a habit and continue that even after your work from home is done or you start going to the office. And yoga is another way of being peaceful, or it helps for mind to be mindful, because in yoga asanas, you have to focus yourself on your body, the way you are going to, continue that asanas. There are many relaxation techniques. I'm not going to, go into details of that. We have another initiative called Kritam, which is basically going to work on all these initiatives. In fact, we are coming out with a program on mindfulness, and we'll be launching that soon, and you all will get a notification about the same. You can enroll into it. But it's very important to keep peace and be mindful during this period of times, especially to avoid all the wrong effects which might happen on your body and on your mind. At the same time, sleep is equally important while we are going through this, because sleep is the time when actually body and the brain heals itself. So brain healing is equally important. While we are sleeping, our body is healing. So this healing we have to give, at least for the adult person, it has to be 7 to 8 hours. And then again, for the younger teenagers and for the children, it is more, like up to 9 to 10 hours. Certainly, you should avoid anything which excites you. For example, too much of caffeine or looking at the screen just 1 or 2 hours before the sleep time. That will again cause a lot of excitement in the nervous system, and then the sleep will be delayed. Prepare for the good sleep, including the the room climate and environment and bedding and everything, and then go to the sleep. Make sure that you don't you do a lot of late nights, even though your work from home is there and you are free to sleep during the day. If you want to, don't do that too often. Make sure that you have a proper fixed pattern of sleep time and wake up time, and follow that routine. So give importance to sleep at the same time for your body to heal properly. There is the next thing which I'm going to talk about is, please avoid as much as possible this digital overload, especially with this news media and social media coming around. A lot of apps which are available and are telling us that telling us to do 100 kind of things to keep yourself healthy. Just follow and this is again individual choice, but I usually tell my patients that every day give some dedicated 15 minutes that I am going to watch news or see news, whichever media you choose to. Give 15 minutes for social media. I'm going to, this 15 minutes is for social media. Then in that I'm going to see maybe WhatsApp or whatever I want to see, so that you remain yourself updated, what is happening, not just for the entertainment purpose, but for the updates purpose. Too much of these news medias are today, they are trying to sell their TRPs, so they are making every news as a breaking news, and there is this music which is coming on, and this is actually causing a lot of negative effects on our mind, and we don't realize it, but it is already causing a lot of psychological problems in people, and eventually that will come out as a time bomb. After some time there will be people who will have anxieties and depression and PTSD kind of symptoms. So try and avoid all types of negativity. Even if your friends or any groups which are talking about, your WhatsApp groups, try and avoid talking about the negative things while on calls or on WhatsApp as well. And avoid late night watching or binging, especially today we have a lot of these online entertainment channels which are available. Avoid that as well, so that you keep yourself focused on what is more important, is your mind and health. I always tell people to go for a digital detox, in fact, so that will help you to stay away from these people who are giving you a lot of toxicity. And this digitally toxicity is not heard of or aware of. We might have so ingested something, we might feel the symptoms, but digital toxicity symptoms will come eventually as the dose keeps on increasing. So try and stay away from as much as possible from this. Engage with reality. Try and understand that this is the real thing. We are in lockdown, we are facing this work from home, and we don't know for how many days and months we are going to do that. Accept it, and then follow the routine. Set some rules for yourself. I will say that whenever you are waking up, have this freshness, then meditation, then exercise, then get ready for your office, having breakfast, as dress properly, nicely, so that you are not on your shorts and all for the meetings that are there. Of course, people can't see you in what you are wearing, but make sure that you are groomed properly. Have family time and work time separate. Don't mix up two things. Make your family clear your expectations. For example, I am at home doesn't mean that I am not working. I am working from home. So this is my time. Let's say these 8 hours, 9 hours, whatever time you are working. Please don't disturb me. This is my work area. This is where I want. And then don't take your work in your family time. For example, after that my family time starts. So I'm not going to take my work or calls during that time. Understand these days and week, and then make a schedule what you are going to do on this day, exercise or other things that you want to do. Celebrate, of course, each and everything which is going. For example, birthdays are there. Celebrate. If your family is away, or if you want to do it with friends, do it with these online forums which are available right now easily, and you can do that. You can see the people. Rather, I will say, make this time to connect with your friends at the same time, and keep a positive outlook towards everything which is happening. Now I'm going to come into the end of my talk, and this is my going to be the last slide. So if anybody has any questions, please they can ask in the chatting, so that I will start answering them, and then we can then wrap up the session as we go forward. Recreational, everybody knows the entertainment and what they want to do and what they want to do, but here are a few points. Have real conversations with your family or the people who really love you and you love them. It's very important. Spend some time on reading meaningful and real things which you might have missed. Nowadays, there are a lot of free books, e-books are available. You can read them as well. If you have, library at your home, start writing for a long time. You can start your blog or start writing diary. Learn some new skill. This is the right time to do that. Music is very, very soothing. If you like any kind of music, start listening to them. Call your old friends you might have missed talking to them. Even you can do these video calls now. You can see them as well. You can have this, 4, 5, 7, 8 friends coming together and having a group kind of a video call. Arrange your old photos if they have. So during your family or leisure time, personal time, you can do so many things while they are coming there. So I hope that I have given all of you some guidelines about how to stay away from pain and stay healthy during this work from home. There is no template, as I said. It is individual. They have to decide. I have just given you pointers and some kind of guidelines for this. Make an individual strategy, modify your lifestyle, and the 4 aspects that already I have told you about: the diet or the nutrition, the exercises part, and the ergonomics part, the peace of mind, and having good surrounding, changing the way you interact with the people. Don't believe in magic remedies, because there is no magic remedy for any problem. You have to start working from the basic, the reasons for it. Experiences relapses, especially when you change a lifestyle to certain healthy thing. Experience that there is going to be a relapse, especially there might be resistance from your own family members at times, but you have to deal with it and experience relapses. Even if there is relapse, again, make it a habit that from this experience I'm going to restart again. Work on inside transformation than just outside, and that's again mindfulness that I have spoken about. Stay away from negative forces, very important. Don't increase your own anxiety and then your loved one's anxiety by looking at all these negative news and negative things. And seek scientific help if needed, not only for your pains or health issues, but even for your physical issues, but even your mind health also. If you feel that you are burning out or there is a lot of stress, talk to the people and take scientific help if there is any problem that you might be facing. And it's very important that during this time will also pass, as you know, but during this, how you stay and how you keep yourself is going to matter for your future life. Everything will come back to normal where we were, but during this phase, we have to take care of each other and ourselves. At the same time, have gratitude for whatever we have right now. We are lucky enough that at least we are able to attend this and talk to each other, understand, and there are a lot of people, who are not able to even do that. So have gratitude to the nature divine that whatever we have got, thank you for that. So with that, I wish you all of you a healthy life and pain-free life. At the same time, stay safe, stay protected, and if you have any queries about any health issues or especially for the pains which you might be having or you might have, you can anytime call us or you can email us. We'll be happy to answer. We usually post a lot of awareness and interesting videos on our YouTube channel. If you want, you can even subscribe there and you can keep listening to them. So with that, Geeta ji, should we take some question answers right now, or the time is up now?
Now we are open to questions. Please send your questions on chat. Hello.
We have sent already.
Okay, so I have got one question over here. Geeta ji, may I start the answer? Should I start?
Yes, sir. You can start the question answers.
Okay, fine. So there is a question about mobile phone uses, because I have to use a mobile phone a lot. Thank you for the insights. So basically, mobile phone use has increased a lot during this lockdown period, and we have observed that about 1 or 2 weeks back, and that's why there is one interesting video, in fact YouTube video I have created, that what are the problems with increased mobile phone uses and how you can prevent those problems happening. You can certainly go to that YouTube channel, and through Geeta ji I will send those participants, all of you, and we can send the YouTube link as well. But in brief, I will tell you, avoid continuous uses. That's very important. If you are using a smartphone for whatever reason you are using, Try and not hold it only in one hand. Try and change the hand if you are using it only in one hand. Again, that causes strain on your area. Don't continuously look down on the phone. Try and use, let's say, if you are sitting, use a pillow and you can, use it like this. Because when you are looking down at your smartphone, the adult average weight of the head is around 2 to 3 kgs. But once you start doing down, the weight itself on the neck increases 7 times because of the gravity effect. So continuously looking at this, this way in your phone is dangerous. So try and keep your phone as much possible as to the eye level. That's very important. And again, don't use continuously the thumb for the scrolling or typing. Use your other fingers as well, so that you don't strain only one finger or one thumb. Again, adjust your screen's resolution and again the font size and everything, so that you don't have to strain your eyes looking at whatever you are reading or watching. So these are a few things which I have told, but you can actually go to that video, YouTube video, and you will get more details about it. The next is, in the absence of paper, a proper workstation at home, what will be the best solution working on sofa and bed with laptops? I have already, I think, given a lot of pointers while I was giving my presentation about, and I am totally aware that there is no proper workstation, but whatever posture which I have shown you already there, in terms of the ideal sitting posture or the art of sitting, try and, arrange that art of sitting while you are working at home. It's difficult at times because of the available circumstances, but then at the same time, then you keep changing your position while working. Once you are working on, let's say, a dinner table, then change it to the sofa, then change it to the, sitting workstation. You sit and then keep your, cross-legged, sit on the floor, and then make some arrangement with, for your screen, which comes to the eye level, and then use your keyboard and external keyboard and mouse that you can use. But there are a few things which I have already given. Pillows and cushions for the back support. Yes, since there are no back supports right now available, you can use pillows. I have already told about that. In terms of the working on bed, I have already said that please avoid that, because putting your legs long and working on bed will lead long-term effects on your lumbar area. What stretches to perform for sciatic pain? There is a stretch which usually I tell, especially when you do your hamstring stretch, your sciatic nerve already gets stretched. But as you lie down here continuously, let's say on your you lie down on your on floor, and then slowly raise your leg straight with your foot extended. Don't allow foot to be flexed. Keep it extended and then raise it as much as, so your sciatic nerve will be stretched. But if you have a sciatica and you are suffering from it, I will certainly recommend to take proper consultation and then start doing these exercises. Very informative. Laptop using eye irritation, headache. Right. So this has been very common that, since we have to use laptop continuously, for the eye, there is a rule of 2020, which usually we tell that, after every 20 minutes or so, you can, or after every some time, wherever you can decide that time for yourself, look at some long distance, or, look away from the screen, take a break from the screen and look somewhere else, so that your eyes are less strained. If you continuously look into the computer continuously for hours together, that is going to cause strain on the eyes, and again, it might lead to headache. Now, during this time, also, there is very high chances that these screens which are being used of the laptops and all, try and adjust brightness and, other settings of the laptop, so that based on the external environment, like, morning, afternoon, evening, since we are not working in a fixed lighting position. For example, in the office, there is, it's a closed space where there is a lighting which is suited for your desktop screen. But there may be, a lot of places at home, depending on the external daylight, your inside light changes. So adjust your screen resolution and the brightness based on that, so that you don't get a lot of headache or stress on the brightness. There are a lot of individual questions which are being asked, but I think that will not be a good idea to answer them here. What precautions should be taken in this situation? Right. So basically, I think workstation wise, I have already discussed with all of you about what precautions we should be desktop and laptop, as well as these things. Most importantly, again, I will repeat this, that try and take micro breaks, which is important. During that breaks, please do stretches, which I have demonstrated, or you can use our YouTube channel video to see them again. Then there is another thing which is very important is do some exercises in the morning when you start your day, and along with that there are some back and neck exercises which I have demonstrated you. You can certainly do them as well. Keep your nutrition proper and keep yourself hydrated so that your disc, muscles and everything is properly functioning, and keep your mind cool and calm, because stress increases the spasm of the muscles and the strain on the muscle, as well as of course it affects the other organs as well, but the spine and joints are also affected at the same time. So I think we are coming to the end of our session. So I think any other questions you can certainly ask. I'll certainly try and answer them even individually once I get emails or calls on this. You can SMS us on that. I'll just on the screen you can see there is a number which is displayed. You can text us, or I'll immediately send all of you this. Okay, just let me send everyone email ID so that they can everyone. I'm just sending on the chat my email ID where you can send me the questions, and I'll certainly try and answer them, because we'll have to end this session right now. So I've just sent out my email ID. You can certainly send me your questions. I will certainly try and answer them. I will also send you the YouTube channel link so that you can see a lot of videos which are awareness videos, mobile phone uses, or your exercises and what precautions you can take, and all this you will find in that. I'll also send that link to all of you. I'm just sending that, and you can join there. So I wish again all the best and stay pain free. Thank you for attending this webinar. Thank you MCCIA for this opportunity for interaction with all the people. Geeta ji, over to you now.
Thank you, Dr. Kiran Shetye. Thank you for this interesting and informative session and sparing your time to come and speak to our members. Thank you all the members who have attended this program today. We look forward to seeing you for many such webinars and e-sessions by MCCIA. Dr. Shetye, again, thank you very much.
Geeta ji, there is one only last thing. I also would be happy if you can tell your members to send their feedbacks about the session, and if they have any suggestions on my email ID, or even they can put their feedbacks and suggestions on our Google page, which is there. Spinology Clinic Google page is available. So I'll be really grateful if they can do that. That will certainly help us to do more sessions, because we are spreading this awareness about the neck, back and joint pain in community for a long time now.
We also look forward to you all answering the poll that was sent in between the program. So if the poll questions are still available, please do send your feedback on that. Thank you.